Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, when he went anti-gay big time. Hey, I'm Chris Graham here. After the Ravens loss this past weekend to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2-point conversion with 14 seconds to go, Justin Tucker coming up just short on a 67-yard field goal attempt as time expired. And Jackson, he made a rookie mistake. He's a 2019 NFL MVP. The rookie mistake he made was going on social media in the first place after a loss. I mean, I'm looking at the timestamp on the tweet here that got him in trouble. 4:46 p.m. The game was over about 4:15 or so on Sunday. And so for some reason, Lamar Jackson feeling compelled to jump in and comment on some no-name doofus who decides to post on Twitter that Jackson isn't worth the reported $250 million in guaranteed money that he's seeking with his next contract. And so some rando says Jackson's not worth it. And here's what Jackson said in response. Boy, STFU, shut the F up. Y'all be capping too much on this app. MF never smelt the football field, never did shit, but eat dick. All right. He left this up for 3 hours. There's a lot wrong with this. I mean, one, the fact that he tweeted it at all is the first thing that's wrong with this. Who cares what some guy, the guy's handle, the guy who was criticizing Lamar Jackson, his handle is Castle Will Kill. It's just some dude, right? Some random guy. So he never smelt the football field, no doubt. Maybe he played high school football. Maybe he played JV. Who knows? We'll just go with Lamar here. He never did shit, but he dick. All right, so there you go. That's pretty anti-gay. And so that the first mistake was not even that. The first mistake was just tweeting it all. Second mistake, okay, now you've dived into some territory here you don't want to dive into. So an ESPN reporter, Jamison Hensley, who I honestly had never heard of before, I'm sure he's a really good writer, writes for ESPN. He wrote a column on the situation after Jackson deleted the tweet. Now, of course, you delete a tweet, you delete anything off the internet, it ain't going away. Especially if you're a guy like Lamar Jackson, somebody's going to screenshot that thing. And lots of people probably going to screenshot that thing. So lots of people did. And Hensley wrote a column. The title was Ravens QB Lamar Jackson deletes vulgar tweet blasting critic. In the first line of the column, he referred to the deleted tweet as being, quote, anti-gay, unquote. So Jackson, he's already made two mistakes. He's engaged anybody in the first place 30 minutes after losing a game. Second thing, then, is he goes anti-gay with it all. Third thing is he says to Hensley in another tweet, again, this guy, keep the phone away from him. This is defamation of my character because not once have I ever mentioned or disrespect anyone's sexuality, sexual orientation, gender, religion, or race you're reaching. I don't know that it's reaching. He said this guy never did shit but eat dick. I mean, he didn't make that out to be like it's okay that he might be gay. That's, he made it was insulting, right? There's nothing nice about that. Nothing nice about the entire text or tweet, I should say, in this case. It reads like a text, especially the way things are spelt or captioned or anything else. And so, and again, the guy, so John Harbaugh, I'll go into this. John Harbaugh, the Ravens coach, said that he felt like Jackson let himself get baited into making that comment. He didn't get baited into this. And he said, oh, I know Lamar. It's not the way he speaks. It's not the way he talks. It's not the words he ever uses. I've never heard him say things like that before. Lamar Jackson, you've been around him. He's got one of the biggest hearts of anybody I know. You get trapped sometimes by someone that's baiting you just a little bit. You can't live there. I think it's not a place he wants to be, and certainly not the things he wants to say. Harbaugh's trying to say he was baited into responding to a rando on Twitter that he never did shit but eat dick. This ain't even close. So John Harbaugh, I mean, he's defending his guy, but don't wade into this. He got asked a question at a press conference, got to answer it, right? It was a dumb opinion from some rando on Twitter. I keep saying rando, no name on Twitter or whatever, on Jackson's protracted contract situation. Meanwhile, I mean, while we're talking about that, Ravens pay the guy. He's worth it, right? Ain't no question about that. But Jackson's first instinct to this, some random person on Twitter criticizing him, some guy who can't matter to him at all, his first instinct is to respond with a vulgar anti-gay putdown. It says all you need to know about where Lamar Jackson's head is as a person. I'm not talking about he lost a game. He's now 7-4 instead of 8-3. And, therefore feel sorry for the guy. He's having a bad day. His first response was to say, this guy ain't done shit but eat dick. This is what the guy thinks, man. He thought that was a legitimate way to answer someone who criticizes him. That tells you a lot about the guy. And, it's been 48 hours since this stupid episode started. I'm surprised the NFL hasn't come down with something, that the Ravens haven't come down with something. I'm not talking about suspending him for a game or anything like that, but mandating sensitivity training, fining him, telling him to make a charitable donation to LGBTQ groups, whatever the case may be, to try to make save some face here. Hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen. It better happen, or there's going to be another problem situating itself here, right? But this is something that Jackson can address with himself, and we can hope that he does. His initial response, calling out a reporter for pointing out that he was pretty much being a dick here, right? It's not promising to that end, but let's hope for Lamar, who deserves the money, can grow up and be a little bit more of a man as far as this kind of thing goes. So there's my take. Come on, Lamar, do the right thing. I'm Chris Graham signing off.